Hi everyone, welcome to this week's Ask AJ. It's been ages since I've done one of these, probably don't even know who I am. So I'm Edward, I work for Ashdown Jones, but more behind the scenes these days. But I thought I'd join you today to talk about a topic which I love, which I know some people will believe it's far too early to talk about, but it's Christmas. So at this time of year, it's all out there, it's in the shops. I went to the supermarkets the other day and it's just all in your face. It's obviously on the radio, and on TV adverts, etc. So it's not that far off. And the point of this Ask AJ is to discuss with you the strategic plan for showcasing your home over the Christmas period. So if you're like me, you're probably already starting to think about what Christmas decorations you're going to buy or what you've already got and what you're going to do, where you're going to put your tree and all that kind of thing. So I want to discuss with you some of the tips that we would give a homeowner who's selling their house, and certainly if they're having viewings or maybe they've got their photo shoot booked in, particularly for over the December period, but I know some people like to put up their Christmas decorations a bit earlier than that. My colleague Emma, she mentioned, I think she's already seen one of her neighbours had a Christmas tree in their window already. But each to their own. Some people love it and they want it up sooner, some people want it up later, but it's definitely something that's on everybody's minds at the moment. So something to think about is the fact that Christmas decorations, while they can be lovely at this time of year, they can detract from a room or a house in general. So where possible, our advice would be to try and think about how you can keep it minimal, how you can keep it tasteful. You don't want it to look like Santa's kind of exploded in your room. It kind of overpowers the kind of senses that a viewer would have when they come and visit your house to actually see the house. You know, they've come to see the rooms and views, etc., rather than all your beautiful Christmas decorations. So where possible, just try and keep it as minimal as you can. Neutral colours always work quite well, so whites and silvers and golds, including with lights, etc. So always just bear that in mind when you're planning to decorate your house over the Christmas period. And on that note, one thing that's really important, particularly where we are in the beautiful Lake District and the surroundings that we have, is you don't want to block any views. So having worked in the industry for many years and done viewings, etc., one of the first things a viewer wants to do is go over to a window and look at the view. So while there's certainly some really nice decoration you can get to hang in your windows, and you can get like strings of lights and stickers and that kind of thing, try and avoid doing that if your home is on the market and having viewings, because you want your viewer to be able to go over to the window and really enjoy the view that they're going to have 365 days of the year, as opposed to blocking it just over the Christmas period. So always bear that in mind, keep views completely open so your viewers can have a look. In a similar note, and I've actually seen this happen, I've done viewings before where this has happened, people actually block doors with Christmas trees and big reindeer and boxes and all this kind of stuff. So actually viewers either really struggle to get into a room that they might want to see, or you can't get into it at all because it's completely blocked. So just make sure you're strategic again on where you put larger decorations, particularly Christmas trees, to avoid actually blocking any room or area of the house. And keep it safe. So again, you don't want like lots of leads and fairy lights and cables, which at the end of the day could just be a hazard, and you don't want anyone sort of falling over or tripping, or potentially pulling your Christmas tree down. So just again, bear in mind where cables go and how you can make it look neat and tidy while you're still having that Christmas cheer in your house. So the other thing to think about as well is that some people do love Christmas. I'm one of them, I love it to bits. And a lot of people do envisage at any time of the year where, they're gonna open their presents or where they're gonna have their Christmas dinner, etc. So while we're all for keeping it minimal, at this time of year, it's a great opportunity to really sell one of those really magical and special moments that all families and people have throughout the year, which is Christmas Day. So do still make sure there's a room, normally like a dining room, or your living room by the fire, etc., where people can really like home in on the idea of where they're going to spend that really special morning with their family and their friends, whether it's opening presents or playing games or having their Christmas dinner. So kind of choose maybe a particular area or a room that you focus on, and then keep the rest of the house as minimal and neutral as you can. But then going back to the other side of it, in the sense that not everybody loves Christmas, God knows who they are. Smells and all that kind of stuff can be off-putting as well. So on top of decorations, just think about not overpowering your viewers' senses, you know, with like incense and scented candles and all that kind of stuff. So again, in the same way of a visual, keep the senses minimal as well. And that's really important to think about. And the other big one that our lovely client executives can help you with is if you're in the process of bringing your house to market, we don't want to seasonalize your photographs. At the end of the day, you might actually choose to wait a little bit longer before you go on the market. You might think, actually, I want to go live in the spring. Or you could be on the market, you could have a sale agreed, and then really unfortunately that sale could fall through, and then potentially you could be left with a lot of photographs that are all clearly taken over the winter period, in Christmas or December, etc. So that's something we want to avoid, but something our team can certainly help any homeowner with. So it could be that, you know, for the actual photo shoot, make it that it's quite easy that we can just maybe move your Christmas tree or a garland or other decorations you've got up, and then we can just put them back when we're done with that particular room. So it's really important that we don't seasonalise your photographs. So bear that in mind if you're in the process of coming to market, as opposed to already being on and then planning your decorations and things around that. So really they're like my main top tips for thinking about showcasing your home over the festive period. But by no means do we want you to not enjoy this special time of year. I know we've got a few weeks to go. I mean, I'm someone that plans to put mine up on the 1st of December. But like I say, there are people out there that do it a lot sooner, and that's fantastic. I'm all for that. But do, if you're on the market or thinking of coming to market, do just think about some of those tips that I've suggested. And if you want any more sort of information or ideas or help or advice on how best to showcase your home over the festive period, do get in touch and we'll be happy to help. Because it is actually a great time of year to sell. We do something called the Boxing Day launch, which does extremely well for our clients that actually launch on Boxing Day. It's one of the busiest days for traffic on the likes of Rightmove and other online portals. So it's certainly not a time of year to avoid, it's just a time of year to just think carefully about how best to showcase your home to potential buyers and viewers, etc., to get you the best possible outcome. So they're my top tips for this week. I'm sure one of the rest of the AJ team will be joining me next week for another Ask AJ. If nothing else, it's early to say, but I wish you a very magical festive time of year, and I hope these tips help you in planning your Christmas decorations.